everybody. I wanted to say that I saved the best episode for last, but unfortunately, I don't really feel this is the best. I mean, it's sloth. And if I'm being honest, I've kind of been procrastinating and stalling and slothing on this episode because it's sloth. And I'm like, what am I supposed to say about sloth? Sloth is so boring. And I was like, you know what? Therein lies the topic. How to not be boring and just sit around doing nothing and procrastinating and putting things off and just being a sloth. How to sort of get out of zombie mode and out of this graveyard that your life has turned into of dreams that will never be fulfilled because you just kind of gave up and just died. And start chasing these dreams, start making money, start actually doing something with your life. Do you know the richest place in the entire world are cemeteries? Because cemeteries are full of dreams that will never happen. Books that will never be written. Businesses that will never be started. Dreams that will never see the light of day that people just didn't do. So I want to ask you, do you think you are boring? Genuinely, do you think you are boring? I mean, I am a very, very busy person. I'm very busy. I'm always doing something, whether it's a hobby or something I've just picked up, whatever it is, whether it's working. I am constantly doing something all the time. Therefore, I feel like I'm kind of a boring person because I'm always just busy. That's just like my day is I'm just busy. And I feel like I don't even have time to actually do something in my free time, if that makes any sense. And so I almost feel like I'm boring because I don't have that spare time to have fun. Even though the things I'm doing are fun, but they're just more like obligations at this point in my life. I feel like I'm not a very interesting person, although other people would definitely disagree with that. Because most of the people I know sit around doing literally nothing. Literally nothing. And they think that I'm fascinating. So I'm genuinely curious. Do you think you are an interesting person or a fun person or a not boring person? Or do you think you are a little bit boring? And the thing is, too, I think that, honestly, one of my biggest fears is being bored. I'm an only child, and I get bored very easily. I'm also very good at entertaining myself, and I think that's why I'm constantly doing something is because I just don't want to be bored. When I'm bored, I get depressed. When I'm bored, I start spiraling and getting anxiety about like random things that I shouldn't be. And I cannot be bored. I cannot be bored. Isn't there a saying that man shall not live alone or something like that? I have no problem living alone. I just need things to do. It does not matter to me what it is, whether it's learning a Beyonce dance, whether it's creating a vision board, whether it's starting my own business, whether it's writing a blog, whether it's organizing my closet. It does not matter what I'm doing. I just need to be doing something. Maybe it's like an ADHD thing. I don't know. I honestly think I just have a fear of being bored. And it helps me stay in a better mindset. I have noticed this drastically. And I think that's why when people stop just kind of doing things, they kind of do go into zombie mode. They kind of do just want to give up on their entire life and just say it's over because what's the point of living if you don't have purpose? Do people tell you you're boring? Do your kids tell you you're boring? Does your family tell you you're boring? Do your friends tell you you're boring? Do you even think yourself you're boring? If this is the case, you probably are boring. Sorry, but you can change that. You know, sometimes we'll see those old people who are still playing tennis and they're still out dancing, they're still out doing all these things because they have purpose, and it keeps them young and it keeps them excited for life. That's what we need in life, is our purpose at any age we're at. Then we see those other older people who are in nursing homes and just kind of sitting there staring at a wall, not doing anything, just literally waiting to die because their life has no purpose. None. Having purpose, even if it's just getting up on your days off to go play tennis, it gives you something to look forward to every day. I used to literally make random appointments on my calendar for things I was going to do that entire week. Whether it was at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, I make a really fancy dinner for myself. Or whether it's on Friday night at 7 o'clock, I'm taking myself out to dinner. I'm not trying to make it all about myself. It wasn't really that way. Or whether it's Monday night, I'm having friends over for dinner and I'm going to host. Or whether it's on Tuesday night, I'm going to go try out a new dance class. On Thursday night, I'm going to try out a new roller skating group. Whatever it is, just have a plan. Having a plan gives you purpose. Having a purpose gives you life. If you don't have life and you don't have a purpose, what do you have? Death. A graveyard. A zombie-infected graveyard. The good news is it's so easy to fix this issue. All you have to do is create a purpose. And it can be anything you want. Anything you want. It's entirely up to you. What is something that excites you? Is it shopping? Maybe on your next day off, you're going to plan a day to just go out and go shopping. But you'll have that plan and you'll have it to look forward to your entire work week. When I get through the end of this work week, I'm going to go shopping. And you can think all day about what you're going to go shop for. It gives you purpose. One of the main things that I have to tell my clients all the time is nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're not going to make changes in your life, you can't expect your life to change. Maybe you're in a really bad relationship and you want out. Maybe you're in a really trashy hometown and you want out. Maybe you live in your mom's basement and you want out. Maybe whatever situation you're in, you want out. And I understand completely that it is not that easy to just get out, to just create your plan and then it happens like that. That's not how it works. But the best part is the journey. Because the journey itself gives you purpose. And it gives you something to look forward to every day because you know every day that you wake up, you're on the right path. And there is something so life-changing about knowing that you're on the right path, that you're on the path to your dreams, and that your life is going to change because you are actively making conscious decisions to change your life. There is nothing more fulfilling than knowing that, and there is nothing more rewarding than getting to the other side and knowing that you did it. I will give you one exception as to when you can sloth, and that is when you get to the other side. That's when you can sloth. I want to end this with one question. What is it you are avoiding? What is it? Because there is something that you're avoiding. You know deep down you really want to do it and it's what you should do and that it will benefit you in the long run, but for some reason you just keep putting it off and procrastinating on it and just slothing on it. Why? Why? What are you wasting? Because when nothing changes, nothing changes. And what is that costing you? Is it costing you income? Is it costing you your happiness? Is it costing you purpose in your life? What is it costing you? Is it costing you your life itself because you feel dead? What is it costing you? And is it worth investing into yourself for the reward to be worth it? If you would like to book a free discovery call with me one-on-one, you can do so in the link in the description below. You can also follow me on almost any social media platform at Make Waves Coach. You can also find me on almost any social media platform at Mermaid Kassandra with a K. You can also find my podcast any place podcasts are found. Make Waves Podcast, Mermaid Kassandra. Don't forget to binge watch the rest of Evil Month. We went over each of the 7 deadly sins and what we can learn from each of these 7 deadly sins and how we can apply it to our own life. Because if we're not using it for our good, we're using it for our bad. And I don't think we want anything bad crossing our paths. We want good to cross our paths. And we also want good on our paths, and we want to be on our paths to our dreams and not slothing along this path. We want to be running with arms wide open into the dream awaiting us. Be sure to binge the rest of those episodes, and it will help you grow yourself a backbone like a dinosaur. And you can even wear your backbone like a dinosaur trick-or-treating tonight. I don't think anyone will notice the difference between that and the costume. You're not too old to trick-or-treat. You're never too old to trick-or-treat. Go out there. Be young while you're still alive. As long as you're not dead, you're still alive. You're still young enough to trick or treat. Go as a zombie if you have to. I mean, why not? They'll think you might look a little bit old, but it could just be the makeup. So I got you covered. Don't worry. Don't go too far. We will be back next month with more positivity, manifestation, and thankfulness. I'm going to do an entire series on just positivity. Gonna kind of flip the script from Evil Month and do an entire month on just being thankful and finding gratitude. And I think it's gonna be really good to kind of flip the script, get out of our evil talks, because we don't want to stay there too long. It's not positive. But I tried to make it as positive as I could with what I was given. So stay tuned for next month. I think you're gonna like it, and it's gonna be really, really a healthy change and a healthy mindset switch. I'm really looking forward to it. I will talk to all of you guys soon. Until then, go out there and don't be a sloth, but instead make waves. Mwah.